everyone, it's me, Jess. I did what I think is a sizable declutter at the very start of the year and got rid of a number of products within my collection, stash, whatever you want to call it. And I felt like that gave me a little bit of leeway to maybe try out some new products and replace some things that I had gotten rid of, or just try something new. So one of the things that I have always been curious about, and I'm not totally like a noob to, is Colourpop. So Colourpop is generally targeted, I think, towards younger people, not necessarily people who are my age. But I have purchased eyeshadows from them before. In fact, recently I've been enjoying the Super Shock shadows, and these are specifically the My Little Pony collection. So the one that I've been using the most is Sleigh Bells, and it's this really lovely like burgundy with a gold like reflect color. But it goes great with my green eyes and and very pale skin. I was gonna say relatively, but no, it's not relative. It is just pale. So I've been using that a lot, and during the new year, I was like, well, let's check out the sales, see what there are. And I placed an order for some things that I hadn't tried from them before. So I thought I would go over them. I wore all of the makeup products today. I have yet to try out the skincare product that I bought, because I'm trying to use up some stuff in my project pan first, but I will still go over it because I kind of like put it on my hands, like smelled it, some other stuff. So we'll go through face stuff first. The first thing is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Tinted Moisturizer. So I got the color Fair 1N. I'm wearing it right now. It is reflecting like a little in the light, a little bit lighter. In person, it looks like a really solid match to my actual skin tone, which is pretty impressive. It is a tinted moisturizer, so it doesn't have a lot of coverage, but like it kind of covers up like the redness and like a little bit of the breakouts that I have going on. And it's very comfortable to wear. It doesn't feel like a foundation. I actually layered it because it's winter on top of another moisturizer. So my skin has felt like nice and plump. I will say we are still wearing masks all day at work. So by the end of the day, like it had rubbed off of my nose and a little bit like around my cheeks and chin, and from like eating and stuff at lunch. So I did kind of do a retouch before I started filming this. But so far I'm overall pretty pleased, and I think that I'll continue to use it. The next, I want to compare this to another product that I already own, was the Colourpop liquid liner in Adore You. Actually, that's probably not the color shade. I realize it says Adore You on the box, but I think when I look at the thing, that it's called Wine Not. So it's part of they had a wine themed collection, and it's a liquid liner. It has a like a brush tip, and it's just a shaky, very liquidy. So you like shake it up and it has a little ball on it. Very liquidy liquid liner in this really pretty like purpley burgundy color. You can tell even on my hand it's not very even, and I noticed that today, like when I put on like one line, it went on very thinly and very precisely, which was great. When I went to go like over it to do a second coat to like fix any like if your hand shakes or whatever, it doesn't love that. So like you kind of have to be happy with your first go. But it does dry down like really fast. I did notice through the course of the day, if your eyelids are oily, that it may start to break up just a little bit. I wanted to compare this because I do love eyeliners in kind of this shade, especially for people who have green eyes. Again, it's like color theory, like red, green. Not only is it good for Christmas, also good for eye makeup. With the sort of burgundy eyeliner that I use the most often, which is the Marc Jacobs Highliner Matte Eye Gel Crayon, and this is in Fine Wine. So this is a roll-up pencil, so like the point isn't very fine. Oh, that's a terrible line. Good job, Jess. But you can tell that it's a much more red burgundy color than this is much more of like a deep purpley burgundy. This will eventually set down, just not as fast. So, two different products, kind of a similar result. Excuse me. Phlegmy. The next product, let's see. Ooh, just for funsies, I got a Ultra Glossy Lip, and this is in Champagne Mammy. Mammy? M-A-M-I. I'm not going to be able to say that with the right inflection. I'm wearing it right now. It is a sticky lip gloss. It smells like straight up French vanilla Duncan Hines frosting, which is not a bad thing, but it is in a beautiful sort of peachy color with a little bit of gold shimmer. So I think I'll get a lot of use out of it. It's enough color so that I don't look totally zombie-like, but not too much color that it looks like I'm trying too hard, which is always good. The last makeup product that I got was from, it was deeply on sale. It was like 50% off. And it's interesting because it is like, it's like, ooh, limited edition, but clearly like people don't like this. And after having used it today, I can see why people might be conflicted about it. So it is the Matchmaker Pressed Powder Blush, and this is from the Mulan collab, and it is this color, which, ooh, oh, camera. It's a really, like, I bought it because people were talking about how they were pale and they might be able to use this as a bronzer, and like it's supposed to be kind of like a neutral blush, so not a pink blush, and I don't know if you can tell that I'm wearing it. But in the description, it's kind of smudged in the back of my hand. On the description, it said that it had a golden pearl, and I was like, okay, that's cool. It's glitter. We don't need to call it a pearl. Like, I was kind of thinking, ooh, it's a nice shimmer. No, it's like straight up glitter. So like today I'm wearing it, and I thought like it looked pretty nice during the day, especially like when I was sitting in the office with conference calls. Like, it made me look a little bit more colorful without being like pink. Like, it almost looks like I went outside and I got a little bit of sun, but like also a little bit of sparkle. So like if I'm wearing this, I don't need a highlighter because it does have that glitter to it. I am not sure that this will be like a long-term use thing, because it's really, I think like it's pretty pigmented. Some people in the reviews were saying that it wasn't, but like I don't know, like maybe, like I don't use that much blush, but like it feels really pigmented to me, and maybe I just don't use a lot of blush. Yeah, worst comes to worst, like come summer, if I'm feeling fancy, I'll just put it all over my shoulders and feel like I went out in the sun when I really didn't, because sun and I don't agree. The last product, and this is one that I have not tried other than just kind of sniffing it and rubbing it onto my hands, is the Fourth Ray Beauty Avocado Face Milk. So it's like a thin lotion consistency. It's thicker than a serum. It does smell very much like cucumbers, which, having not applied it directly to my face, I'm not sure if I will tolerate that in the long run. If it dissipates quickly, then it will be fine. But I bought this to replace was it the CosRX Snail Mucin. I'm using that right now. It's in my project pan. I'm going through it pretty quick because it's very dry. Excuse me, hiccups. But I thought that this would be an interesting product to try to put underneath like my moisturizer, which sounds crazy, but the idea is, oh, just like add 2 or 3 drops, pat it into your skin, continue about your day. So it is a, you know what, like look in the box, it says moisturizing, moisturizing with like 1 drop or 2 drops. It doesn't say which one this is, if this is like 1 drop of moisturizing or 2 drops of moisturizing. I don't know. So, I mean, overall, right now, at least for one day, I am pretty happy with everything that I purchased. I think that I will get good use out of them. If I don't, I'm trying very hard not to be like in a wasteful mindset. So if I'm purchasing something, I really do want to use it, and not just like buy stuff to try things, because that seems, I don't know, privileged and wasteful, and it's kind of not what I'm going for. So I'm happy that I'm going to be able to use all of the products that I purchased. So like none of them are a terrible color match. Like the Tinted Moisturizer is kind of light, so like I kind of need to use it now in the winter where I'm getting like 0 daylight. Not that I tan, but you just get like a tiny bit more color in the summer. The blush is really going to challenge me a little bit to incorporate like a blush step into my makeup routine, because as a person who has like naturally rosy cheeks and nose and flushes at like the merest temperature difference or something, blush is not something that I use a lot of. It's never seemed like a step that I needed when I've spent so much effort trying to cover up the redness of my skin. Why would I add it back? But I think something like this that isn't actually like a pink color but is still a color might be interesting for me to work with for a little while. I do have a bronzer that I've been trying to use up. So this is the Hourglass Ambient powder in dim light, and let's see, it's kind of it's a much lighter color than the blush, but again, it's something that's kind of like, is this just bronzer for pale people? Maybe. But I think that there's a place for both. And I've already got like pan on it, so I don't want to like, so here's the blush and here's the powder in dim light. So, you know, it's darker than my skin tone, and that's like on the back of my hand, not even on my face. But it is still quite pale. So maybe like if the Tinted Moisturizer starts feeling a bit pale, I could go in and like warm it up a little bit with the dim light. I don't know. I'm just making things up. I don't know what I'm talking about. The last thing that I wanted to mention is when I was, because this is, why not babble incoherently for a little while? While I was going through my makeup, I had decluttered kind of like almost all of my brow products except for this one. And I remembered why I liked this so much. So this is the NYX Eyebrow Cake Powder. I don't even know if they still make this. This thing's probably at least 5 years old. But it's like a little wax and then 2 powders. And this is in taupe and ash. I'm not sure which one is which. There's a hair stuck in my lip gloss from my brush. But the thing that I've realized is this top powder, which I'm guessing is the ash color, is a really good match for my eyebrows, and the wax is a really good way of taming this portion of my eyebrow that tends to like droop down, and it is a lighter color. So the powder is a really quick way of putting in that shadow to make my eyebrows appear as if they are thicker, without having to do a lot of the detail work of using a pencil. And it doesn't really thicken them at all, which is what the kind of like the brow manicure that I just decluttered did. So I expect I will be getting a lot more use out of this now that I've rediscovered it. Moral of the story is shop your stash, because you probably have stuff in there that you like that you've forgotten about during the acquisition of new things. I just wanted to give a shout out to something else that's really old that I decided to wear today. Embarrassing. Seriously, lip gloss. Fur. So I have a Z palette with some various decluttered things. So I've got like some Urban Decay Naked 3. I think this is a Makeup Geek single from way back when they were around. We've got some Jeffree Star. This is the shades from the Blue Blood palette that I decided to keep. Although I'm really thinking about decluttering some of them because I never wear them. But this side is magic. So this side is the Sephora Pantone collaboration that was the year where Marsala was the color. So like that winey color. And there are some really lovely shades. So I used this one on kind of the outer corner and underneath my eye. And man, I'm so glad that like I got rid of the shades that I didn't use in this palette and kept the ones that I do. They're tiny pans, but like this formula was like really pigmented. I mean, I can just like barely touch it, and like they blend out well. There were a couple in here. There was like a white one that had like a gold glitter, and I got rid of that one because it was terrible. But man, I just love this whole like ruddy brown with like some green accents. Like it's just, if I could repeat that palette in something new, I absolutely would. That's me. I don't know if anyone else cares about it, but like I think for some people, so here's an example. These shades right here, these are very dated shades. Like they have their moment in time. Stuff like this for me is timeless. Like I could use this forever. No one's ever gonna be like, why are you wearing a bright aqua, like ultraviolet blue shade? Like I don't, but like a nice subtle like brick red accent, no one's gonna, I don't know. Maybe I'm old. I am old for, you know, YouTubers. It's fine. I've come to terms with it. I am babbling. So, trying out new nighttime lighting. Hope people like it. Let me know if you've got thoughts in the comments section. What's your favorite long lost product in your makeup stash that you need to give some attention to? Is there a long lost love? Is it something that, you know, you thought you'd like something better, but now that you go back to it, you're like, no, I don't, nothing really competes with this tiny little, you know, thing. Like, what is it? Let me know. Hope everyone's doing well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.